Structure. We'll talk about this very quickly. Because it's mostly a visual. And this is pretty much it. I kind of hate it that it's all like flow chart. You know, because somebody told me they saw this one and they're like, man, I felt like it worked. I'm like, sorry. But until we come up with something cooler, it is what it is. The way most people come into Crossing is through here. I don't necessarily think that's particularly healthy, but that's how it is. And in North America, people, until we can change them and convince them that churches, it's here and here and here, they think church is here, so they come here, and then they go here. Other way, and this is how they get to here. The connection strategy, which is something we can train you in, but basically all it is you just thinking strategically about all the different relationships in your life, work, home, school, activities, etc. And then you strategically pray for and invite those people into these environments, and also you just share with them as you go. That's what that's about. Outreach events, that's the Linden Fair, that's the 4th of July deal, that's the Easter egg hunt, etc., etc. Community ministries, this is kind of rising and falling dependent upon who we have as leadership in place. Right now we're in a season where there's nothing really going on because we really don't have anybody to run it. And so, because all of our people are kind of maxed out. And then, oddly enough, the most effective like attractional tool we have in addition to our people is those annoying yard signs that our people put out, which is awesome. And they go from the sign to the website, and then they come and visit. And I won't ask you to show your hands today, but I guarantee a number of you came that way, and we think that's cool. But a lot of churches do like direct mail, that kind of stuff. Oddly enough, I had a church planter who spent about $25,000 on direct mail in this community, and that church doesn't exist today. And that person came to me, and we were talking about it. I was like, what do you think about direct mail? He was like, Dustin, do not do it. He said, we spent $25,000 and we had 2 visits. Don't do it. So we didn't. And another church spent about that much and have not seen any results either. So we didn't do it. And what we do is this, and we will have, once we start, we kind of waited to get our stuff reprinted because we wanted to find out where we're at in St. Matthews, which looks like we have a place now. I'll tell you that. And we also wanted to kind of figure out, you know, kind of what the time for the service is going to be. So we're going to do just like thousands and thousands of business cards for you guys to always have. Be like, hey, why don't you come with me? And so that'll go in there as well. And then we will also do Mercy Ministries. We kind of launched it. It didn't really go anywhere, so we're going to have to relaunch it. But this is going to be some stuff with Sojourn, some stuff with some other folks. East End Mercy Ministries is different because the poverty that we have out here is not necessarily economic. There's some, but it's different and it's nuanced. And so we want to find a way to kind of minister to the poverty out here and also the poverty downtown and in other places. So this is kind of an ongoing conversation. And then this is something, it's initially going to be for people that are connected at the seminary, but it eventually, once we get our ducks in a row, is going to be for everybody in the church. And just a little short version on this. Basically, I just graduated from Southern, and it's going to be on the internet, so I want to be careful. I think Southern does a fantastic job in equipping people's heads. They do a good job in equipping people's hearts, and they don't do so good of a job in equipping people's hands. I'm a graduate from there. And so what we want to try to do is we want to try to come alongside the seminary and let them do what they are brilliant at that I would never want to try to do, and I'm so thankful for that part of my education, and then try to supplement what they're not particularly strong in and do something practical and teach people just the nuts and bolts of ministry. What do you say when you go on a hospital visit? How do you baptize somebody? You know, how do you lead a small group? Let's let you try. And so we're going to start the school kind of in that direction. But so that's that. These kind of stand alone. This is how people come in. Once they come in, community groups are incredibly important. It is not necessarily an overstatement to say that the heart of the church beats in these rooms. That's really where a lot of the good stuff happens. And for folks who can, they get into accountability groups, 2 women, question kind of stuff. This is not, and all these groups are different. Like some group, and it depends upon the spiritual maturity of the people in the group, where they're at in their life journey. They're all different. Like if you visit 3 different groups, they're all different. But they all work through the sermon, because we're kind of adopting a philosophy right now of kind of teaching less for more. That I really want to get into it on Sunday, or Matt, or somebody else who's preaching, and then kind of throw some questions out there to flesh out in group what we want to be about, and then to kind of take that to the next level, we can do that here. And then men's and women's ministries are both going well. Kind of once a month targeted teaching kind of thing. There's some bugs to be worked out on both sides, obviously, because they just started a few months ago. And then also this concept here of mentoring groups. This is kind of more like peer mentoring and accountability. This is for, hey, I've been a Christian, but if I'm honest, I really don't know how to read the Bible, and I don't know how to pray, and I sure don't know how to apply the gospel, whatever it means when it says that. Somebody help me. That's what this is. This would be like kind of more like discipleship. So anyway, that's kind of the structure, and I mean it's simple, and that's what we want. And the other thing about simplicity is it allows us to do what we're doing. I mean, God pretty much, like I've told you guys this, I'm kind of like an operational charismatic. Wasn't an audible voice, but if he wants to speak to me, I'll try to listen. I'll be all freaked out, but I try to listen. Hey Dustin, you're not leading the church aggressively enough. Why don't y'all think about starting something new? And so within just a few weeks, we do it. If your structure is simple, you can do that. And so being simple allows us to be flexible and nimble. How about that? Nimble. That's a good word. And so anyway, that's it. Questions on the structure? One question that people don't ask, but they really should, is how do I become involved here in hosting a group or leading a group? Hosting a group or leading a group, very simple. You just talk to Dan, and basically what we're looking for is like, the group gets big. We try to keep them 6 to 12. It's kind of hard to have too deep a community with more than 12 people. And so, we'll just kind of think about, is there somebody, the way we raise up leaders is through something called apprenticeship, where basically they just kind of do on-the-job training. You watched me lead group last week. I watched you lead group this week, and I give you some pointers. And over time, you work it out. And then eventually the group grows, and you take half, and I take half, and you go to your house, and we go over here, and that kind of thing. So it's simple. A lot of this, and I hate to use this word, it's kind of a buzzword, but a lot of this it's just organic. The way it happens is it just kind of does. But if you're interested in hosting or getting involved in whatever, Dan is the answer man.